Good morning. Well, as we all know, being a father, like being a mother, is hard work. When Father Kwame asked me if I could get volunteers from the Men of Faith ministry to share their experiences of fatherhood at Mass, I really didn't know where to begin. So I asked myself, what is a good father? Well, Dr. Laura says a father is not a sperm donor, but someone who cares, loves, and protects their family. So I asked, who do I know that's a good father? My father was a great father. He was unchurched when he met my mother and became Catholic because my Irish grandparents, Brian, said that she wasn't going to marry an Italian, and she especially wasn't going to marry an Italian who wasn't Catholic. So my dad did what he could do. He couldn't undo being Italian, but he did convert. And like most converts, he was an example of what a Catholic really is. That Irish lass and Italian boy worked hard to see that their 3 sons were raised Catholic. My dad took to heart the call that a father is responsible for the spiritual development of his family. All 3 of us attended Catholic schools and were taught by words, deeds, and great examples. My dad was a firefighter, and I think he gave great examples of what a Catholic man should be. I think that's where I learned that a man and father, you're responsible for your actions, to live your faith by doing your best and setting a good example. My dad truly shepherded his family. Looking back, I see Jesus and how my dad lived his life and cared for his family. So the next question is, well, how did I do? I have 3 great kids. My son is a fire captain. One of my daughters is a police officer. And my oldest daughter has probably the most dangerous job of all 3. She teaches 7th grade. Raising our children, my wife and I tried to be sure to celebrate Catholic traditions. We went to church as a family every Sunday. We said grace before meals. We participated in faith formation as parents and as teachers, and hopefully we led by setting a good example. We made sure we had dinner together, as difficult as that was with my schedule, their schedule, and their sports schedules. We made it work. We felt dinner together was a cherished family time to teach, to share our beliefs and ideals, and to enjoy each other. It was a time to talk about right and wrong, to have fun, to laugh, and enjoy each other. We were sure to work our outside activities around Sunday Mass. Not always an easy task, but it was possible. I think those were the times when we really felt we were God's family. All 3 of them grew up to be fine, upstanding citizens, all in public service, and people I'm proud of. Unfortunately, though, I must admit that somewhere along the way, I failed in my responsibility as a spiritual leader of a family. And after talking to other men at our Men of Faith dinners and other places, I find that, unfortunately, I'm not alone in that feeling. I have a lot of company. Formal church is no longer an important part of their lives. They all have strong moral values, good judgment, believe in God, and even ask for prayer when things get tough. But a church connection is missing. I'm not sure if that's a result of our leadership, changes in society, or the church failing to meet the needs of a new generation. Perhaps it was a combination of all 3 that caused this separation. We now pray that they'll be led back to the Lord and His church, And I especially pray for my grandchildren that they will have an opportunity to accept the Lord. So what would I do differently? Well, I'd probably be more vocal in reminding them that Jesus loves them. We would certainly pray together more, and we would talk more openly about our faith in everyday situations. Some of you may attend the Rosary on the third Thursday of the month in the chapel at 7 o'clock. If you haven't had that opportunity, I'd encourage you to find 20 minutes on a busy Thursday and come up and see what it's like. Most of the time, there's a young family that attends the Rosary, mom, dad, and 4 young boys. All the boys have rosary beads, and all 4 know the words to all the prayers, including the litany that we recite at the end of the Rosary. On those nights, I see Jesus in that Father. He's truly answering the call and setting an example of a spiritual shepherd of his family. We need a parish full of men like that. I do believe one day God will reach out to my children and my extended family, and they will hear God's call, and that they will accept that call. And when that happens, I will feel that I have met my responsibilities. In the meantime, I will pray for your children and ask that you pray for mine. Thank you.